I know this is difficult for you. It's difficult for us too.
Don't tell me about being difficult. When we started this discussion, you all brothers said you
Ya se prendió esto, ya se prendió.
love me and my family. Right now, I'm not feeling it. You've been nothing but negative.
Please take a seat in the other room, and we'll call you back when we make our decision.
No puedo creer, amigos. No puedo creer. Es que... Amigos, el día de hoy vamos a ver un comité judicial que le hacen a un anciano de congregación porque dejó ir a la universidad a una de sus hijas. Pero quiero darte el contexto de dónde he sacado este video, porque es una noticia de última hora. Pues este video lo ha filtrado un pimo que se ubica en Warwick, nada más y nada menos donde vive el cuerpo gobernante. Este pimo tenía un canal en YouTube llamado Warwick Pimo y sacó videos muy interesantes que muchos han sacado, por ejemplo el de Anthony Morris. 1 hora duró su adoración matutina hablando de las mujeres mal y etcétera. No lo quise analizar porque dije, bueno, ya sabemos la verdad de Anthony Morris, pero sacó videos también eliminados y etcétera. El último video que él publicó fue el comité a un anciano de congregación allá en Warwick, pero ha sido eliminado este canal. Así es, ha sido eliminado este canal y sospecho que lo han cachado. Y pues no sé qué estará pasando allá, pero o lo amenazaron o legalmente puede tener problemas este pimo que filtró muchísimas cosas. Pero este canal ha dejado de existir. Sin embargo, en Facebook Jaime Ramos pudo salvar este video. Así que lo vamos a ver directamente desde Facebook y vamos a analizarlo y a reaccionarlo y a verlo juntos. Así que pónganse cómodos. Destruyendo algoritmos.
Brothers, thank you for considering this matter regarding Brother Brown and the impact that his family situation is having on the congregation. I asked you, brothers, to review his qualifications as an elder. After we spoke, and Brother Brown had an opportunity to explain to me some of the decisions that he's made for his family. I'm aware that you brothers have considered this matter before, but since then, another one of Brother Brown's daughters have enrolled in a school for higher education, which raises questions as to how this affects the congregation. When we make decisions, it's important that we consider the conscience of the congregation as well as the elder body. Brother Brown, I know this can't be easy for you, and it's not easy for us either. Please be assured that we love you, and we only want what's best for you and your family. Remember, you're among friends here, so please feel free to express yourself and to answer any questions that your fellow elders may have. Brothers, we are obligated to put the interests of the congregation first.
Brothers, with all due respect, I don't agree with you that the congregation is disturbed about my or my family's situation. I've been in the congregation for 20 years. I know the publishers very well, and I'm sure no one is disturbed about my daughter's pursuing higher education. As far as my younger daughter is concerned, she was judicially reproved, but it wasn't announced to the congregation, so she's repentant. And no one has approached me expressing that they're disturbed about me supporting my daughters seeking higher education, trying to better themselves. It's not like they're leaving the truth.
Muy excelente respuesta, hermana Brown. Le dice que parece ser que ha estado castigada en la congregación su hija. Y entonces dice, pues nadie me vino a visitar a mí. 20 años llevo en esta organización, como anciano de congregación, dice el hermano. Y no le vi nada de malo que mi hija estudiara en la universidad. No es como si estuviéramos dejando la verdad, hermanos, por favor. Es lo que expresa el hermano Brown. Tim Brown. Apunta si tú también eres hermano Tim Brown.
Brother Brown, thank you for expressing how you feel. Let's give your fellow elders an opportunity to express their observations or concerns. Brothers, are there any comments or questions that you have for Brother Brown? Brother Anderson, please.
Brother Brown, it is true. Some of the congregation have been negatively affected. They've been disturbed by the example of your daughters pursuing higher education.
Se han visto afectados varios hermanos.
You've openly talked about wanting the best life for your daughters. And this has given some the impression that the only way to get the best life, it's not through spiritual things, but through secular pursuits. Some of the congregation are even confused about what the organization has stated regarding pursuing higher education.
La cara del hermano, bro, así de... What the fuck, ¿qué me estás diciendo? O sea, ¿cómo los hermanos se van a ver afectados y van a decir, o sea, entonces la mejor vida no es aquí en la congregación, sino es en la universidad? Vamos a ver.
In fact, Sister Single's daughter is considering pursuing higher education because of the example of your daughters.
Por tu culpa, prácticamente la hija de otro anciano va a hacer lo mismo que tu hija, porque ha visto el ejemplo de ella.
Thank you, Brother Anderson. Brother Williams, please.
And just because the brothers and sisters have not approached you about this matter doesn't mean that they're not disturbed by what they see. They understand that it's a personal decision and that's something that you have to decide, but it still doesn't mean that your freeness of speech is not affected. In fact, the freeness of speech of the entire body of elders, as well as how successful we are as shepherds, has been affected as well. As Brother Anderson mentioned, when we promote the full-time ministry as the best way of life, this situation has now influenced how some of the congregation set that as a goal or even want to set that as a goal for their life.
Brother Miller?
A ver, amigos, la verdad es que este video está bueno porque estamos viendo que aunque no te prohíben, ¿no?, la universidad, es cierto que tampoco te incitan a hacerlo y lo ven mal. Ir a la universidad. Vaya dato perturbador.
I know this is difficult for you. It's difficult for us too.
Don't tell me about being difficult. When we started this discussion, your brother said you
Ya se prendió esto, ya se prendió.
love me and my family. Right now, I'm not feeling it. You've been nothing but negative.
Brother Brown, thank you for your comments. Please take a seat in the other room, and we'll call you back when we make our decision.
No puedo creer, amigos. No puedo creer. Es que la verdad es que desconozco si esto es real o es una actuación. O sea, es filtrado, claro que es filtrado, no es una parodia. Pero no sé si realmente esto es real o es una actuación para ver qué hacer y qué no hacer. No, bueno, yo soy hermano Tim Brown, el equipo, yo apoyo al hermano Tim Brown.
Now, brothers, please open your shepherd book to chapter 8. You'll notice paragraph 30 discusses when a member of an appointed man's household pursues higher education. And paragraph 32, which outlines the procedure for reviewing the qualifications of such a man. Now, what are your observations? Brother Williams, please.
Es un manual
Brother
de
Brown
clase.
has served faithfully for many years. But the question that's within paragraph number 30 is important. How is he viewed by the congregation? Sad to say, the actions of his family have caused him to lose the respect of the congregation. In fact, some publishers have mentioned that if they need scriptural advice on family life, they'll just talk to another elder.
Thank you for those comments, Brother Williams. Brother Anderson, please.
The same paragraph says, if an appointed brother's children pursue higher education, does his life pattern show that he puts kingdom interests first in his life?
Fíjate lo que dice el
I
libro
don't think any of us
Pastor
can honestly say that Brother Brown's family is viewed as putting kingdom interests first in their life. Their conversations aren't spiritual, and I don't think the family, the wife, or the daughters have ever regular or auxiliary pioneered.
That is a cause for concern. Brother Miller, please.
I agree with those comments. And in addition, the last question in Paragraph 30 asks, does the pursuit of higher education interfere with regular meeting attendance, meaningful participation in field service, or other theocratic activities? His girls are not visible in the ministry, and because of their class schedule, they rarely are at meetings. It's obvious that spiritual things have become second place in their life.
So it appears that they're drifting spiritually.
Tómala. Lo van a quitar de ser anciano de congregación porque no hemos visto a sus hijas en la predicación. Ya ni siquiera van a las reuniones. Entonces ya no califica para ser anciano o pastor de la iglesia, testigos de Jehová, porque dejó ir a su hija a la universidad.
Brother Anderson, please.
Yeah. And 1 Peter 5:3 says an overseer should be an example to the flock. But the reality is the family is a poor example, and they're having an influence on other young ones in the congregation who are now also considering pursuing higher education.
Now, looking at paragraph 31, what would you brothers say has been his response to the counsel that has been given? Brother Miller.
It hasn't been well. He's been belligerent. He's accused us of overstepping, and he keeps insisting that this is a personal family decision. He never took into consideration the feelings of the congregation. Unfortunately, he no longer has the freeness of speech as mentioned at 1 Timothy 3:13.
Brother Anderson.
And as it says in 1 Timothy 3:3, an overseer needs to be, should be reasonable and not quarrelsome. And James 3:17 reminds us wisdom from above is peaceable, reasonable, ready to obey. But sadly, he doesn't accept counsel from any of us. When we've counseled him on matters, he justifies it or minimizes it. He bullies the body. It's his experience and his opinions that have dictated outcomes. And I'm sure you've seen that today.
I did observe that. Thank you for those thoughts. Brother Williams, do you have something more to add?
Yes, I did. Initially, the first time we discussed this, we agreed that he doesn't have the respect of the body. But Brother Brown is very outspoken, and he's very skilled. He's very skilled at manipulating the rest of the body to adjusting our viewpoints towards his viewpoint.
My God, es bien inteligente.
Thank you for sharing that. He can be rather persuasive. Is there anything else that you brothers would like to add to our consideration?
I didn't have anything more.
Okay. So we need to come to a decision regarding his qualifications, and we'll need to tell him the scriptural reasons why that decision is made when we invite him back to the room.
Do you mean you want us to tell him? I'm not sure. Andy always has such a hot temper. That's why it's usually easier to go along with his demands.
While that may have been true in the past, I know that you brothers want to do things that are in harmony with Jehovah's Holy Spirit and the direction from his organization. After weighing all of the facts and comparing them against the scriptural qualification, and remembering to whom we're accountable, what do you brothers recommend?
Tan, 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 tan.
Brother Anderson.
I'm disappointed to say it,
Me decepciona decirlo,
but
pero
I feel like we should recommend his
Siento-
deletion.
que deberíamos recomendar su eliminación. No.
I don't think we can say that he continues to have freeness of speech or that he's an example in presiding over his family.
I agree. In addition, he's neither peaceable or reasonable when things don't go his way.
All in favor of this recommendation?
Chan, 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 chan. Tómala. Somos amigos todos, pero en esta ocasión se me olvida la comida que me invitaste, hermano Brown, y que gastaste mucho dinero. Vamos a ver cómo se lo dicen ahora, ¿no?
Okay, it's unanimous. So we have considered the guidelines from Jehovah's organization. You brothers have provided me with the scriptural reasons, and I support your recommendation. Brother Anderson and Brother Williams, would you like to express to Brother Brown the reasons for this decision? And Dan, could you please ask Brother Brown back to the room so that we can inform him of our unanimous decision and we can show him from the scriptures how we reached this decision?
Tan, tan, tan.
Brother Brown, thank you for your patience in waiting.
Ya le van a
After
decir, ya le van
prayerfully
a
weighing
decir.
all of the facts and considering the scriptures, the body of elders unanimously decided to recommend your deletion as an elder, and I agree with them. The brothers will now explain to you the reasons why we reached this decision.
Brother Brown, as you know, 1 Timothy 3, verses 4 and 5 says that an overseer should be a man presiding over his household in a fine manner,
Textos
having
fuera de
his children
contextos.
in subjection with all seriousness. The elders unanimously agree that your decision to support and encourage your daughters to pursue higher education has damaged their spirituality.
Se rió el hermano Brown, ¿eh? Le hizo. Me cae bien.
And verse 3 says that as elders, we need to be reasonable and not quarrelsome. But we've observed for some time now that when dealing with matters, even this one, you've not responded kindly. You've been quarrelsome. You've even shouted at us. And so when we weighed all the facts and we looked at the scriptural qualifications in 1 Timothy chapter 3 and Titus 1, well, you no longer meet some of those qualifications. Do you understand the reasons, the scriptural reasons for our
Are
decision?
you kidding me? I don't want to hear any more of this nonsense. You're just being unfair and unreasonable. I've done nothing but work hard for you brothers in this congregation. It's absurd. It's ridiculous.
Brother Brown,
Sí, es ridículo. Totalmente. Voy a decir Tim Brown.
we understand you're upset. Perhaps it would be a good idea if we offered a prayer. Would you mind if I did that?
Sure, if you want to say a prayer, go ahead.
Thank you for allowing me to pray. Be assured that the brothers prayerfully considered this recommendation. They weighed all the facts. Brother Brown, the brothers here, they love you.
Ajá, sí,
We would like
ajá,
for you to
sí.
consider something
Ese es el verdadero amor, ¿eh? El verdadero amor. Ellos te aman, por eso hemos decidido esto.
that David said is found in Psalm 141 and verse 5. These brothers here, they love you, your family, and the congregation.
I don't know about that. It just makes me so angry. These brothers don't even want me on the body anymore. Hurtful.
I can understand how you might feel, but in reality,
Esto me recordó lo que le pasó a Anthony Morris. Haz de cuenta que estamos viendo lo de Anthony Morris, ¿eh? Por unanimidad. El cuerpo gobernante votó de... Sí, vamos a remover al hermano Anthony Morris. Y hubo 3 que no. Que ya les dije toda esa información en un video anterior, ¿verdad? Así, yo creo que esto está representando muy bien a Anthony Morris, ¿eh? Yo lo siento.
the brothers do want you on the body, and they hope that you can return. Let me ask you, do you think that the elder body is accountable to Jehovah to uphold his high standards for appointed men? And isn't
no.
that what you would encourage them to do?
No.
Yes.
No está convencido, no está convencido.
That's why when we weighed all of the facts and the scriptural qualifications, as well as considering the direction from Jehovah's organization, the body of elders and I decided that you no longer meet the qualifications for an appointed man.
I understand what you're saying, but I do not agree with this decision.
Prayerfully think about what we talked about today. And of course, if it is your decision to appeal, please consult the information as found in the Shepherd Book, Chapter 8, paragraph 39.
My friends, this is what happens when the son or daughter of an elder decides to go to college.
Él era Warwick Pimo, este canal en YouTube, que era bueno, pero les repito, ya lo eliminaron. Ya eliminaron este canal de Warwick Pimo. Y pues porque estaba filtrando cosas. Yo siento, algo me dice que esto era real. Algo me dice que esto fue real. Y por eso lo han eliminado justamente cuando publica este último video del comité a un anciano de congregación, porque dejó a su hija ir a la universidad. Es impresionante, una prueba más de que es una secta manipuladora, una secta que te dice que hasta la universidad está mal ir. Pero luego piden abogados gratis, ¿eh? Eso ya se la saben, pero está aquí una evidencia más. Ojalá me des tu like y lo compartas. Y bueno, déjame saber, por favor, ¿qué piensas al respecto de esto? ¿Eres Team Brown? Pon hashtag Team Brown. Nos vemos. Hasta la próxima.